Okay, so I'm here with Dr. Sandidge. She is an English professor in the English department at Westfield State University. Dr. Sandidge, I would like to ask you a few questions about historical poetry versus contemporary poetry. My first question is, how do you feel the poetry world has changed since the days of Beowulf and other poets like Shakespeare?
Okay, well, I think, there's a difference between the poetry world and the poetry. And so I would agree that the poetry world has changed in the sense that we don't find the poetry in the same parts of the community that we saw it in earlier times. But I don't think the poetry itself has really changed.
Okay.
So, most poetry is found in, probably academic settings, I think. And then in some communities coming out as rap or, something similar like that today. But I don't think that the average person sitting at home after picking up a pizza for dinner and sitting down to watch a couple hours of reality TV reads a lot of poetry or hears a lot of poetry. And that probably was true in Chaucer's time as well. But I think that Beowulf's culture, I think it's fairly well documented that the poet was at the center of the clans during the early periods in England, and so in that sense, it's a loss of poetic members of the community.
Do you feel the impact of poetry is still the same as it used to be?
I don't. Okay. I think that probably because we have so many other competing media that this thing that was poetry, that was often about the only thing other than music, and often it was blended with music. Song and poem were synonymous up into the early modern period. And so because we have all of these other things that have sort of come in and diffused our attention, then I think it's lessened for sure. I don't know how many people today outside of, again, universities can tell you who's been poet laureate, or even sometimes what that means. And, there were times when people like Shakespeare were, I think that his lines have become a part of everyday conversation, and people just don't know it, that they're quoting, great writers from the past.
Okay. And how do you think that, what would be a great solution to bringing back that same type of poetry impact from the historical times in today's society?
Well, you're awfully optimistic to say what would be a good solution. I'm not so sure that as long as we have the structure in society that we do have, where money equates with power, that we're going to have poetry as a very central part of our society. We look back at John F. Kennedy inviting Frost to his inauguration as a very important event because it's so unusual for there to be any sense of poetry at the top government levels. And I'm very pleased that Obama also brought in Maya Angelou, but those are very minor things. You know, it's interesting in England during Queen Elizabeth's period, because she valued poetry and other forms of art, that those men who wanted to run the country, who had, you know, great ambition and great talent, were forced to like and appreciate and write poetry to gain favor with her. So, I don't know. I don't know if we'll ever regain that sort of attention to the words of poets again.
Thank you for your time.
You're welcome.
It was very nice speaking with you.
All right. Bye.
Bye.